Alright, welcome everybody to South Beloit regular council meeting Monday, July 1st, 2024, 5:02 p.m. We could ask everybody to turn their cell phones off or mute them. Give a roll call, please.
Commissioner Edelman. Here. Commissioner Hedrington. Here. Commissioner Moore. Commissioner Prentice. Here. Mayor Fitzgerald.
Here. And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Don?
Heavenly Father, we just give you thanks and praise, Lord, for your many blessings on the city and how you bless the residents as well as the council and the employees. And so we're grateful for that, Lord, and we just ask that the council would be guided tonight in the decisions that they make, that your will be done. In Jesus' name.
Okay. We get approval of the agenda. We're striking item E of the new business. Approval, get a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval. Okay, public comment. Everybody, go ahead, stand up, give us your name, please.
Tim Ames, last name A-M-E-S. I'm here because there's an issue going on down in Lake Victoria with carp. It's way overwhelmed. I've been fishing that lake in a boat for the last 4 years. It started happening last year. I actually ran into the DNR down there a week ago last Sunday, questioned him on it. There's nothing that he can do, it's out of his hands. I also seen a post here that the city put on about the Orbeez guns going on, and there is a city ordinance saying you cannot hold fish down there. Going to that, the DNR officer told me that to come here first and ask for a permit, or how do you go about getting a permit. And then he asked me to get a hold of a biologist, which I also did that. The biologist said there is an issue with carp population down there, and there is also an issue with vegetation down there. I asked him the last time he was down there, he said last year he shot that lake. That lake is very extremely deep, especially right now with all the rain we have. My depth finder down this year, I found 115 feet. He said he can only shot the lake about 30 feet, and he's seen a lot of carp down there. The issue that carp are doing down there, you're talking carp down there this big. If you go down there and stand at that bridge down there, stand there for 15 minutes, and you will count how many come through there. That's just at that bridge. If you go up to the south side, go to the east shoreline, what they're doing is, I was talking before this council meeting, is you got fish in there that are spawning. I was out there just yesterday and saw 3 bluegill on beds. They're on them beds because there's eggs there. You get a bass this big and goes up to that bed, scares that bluegill off of there, they're eating eggs. It's a tough lake to fish down there. It has been the last 3 years. And I think that's the reason I think that our population of fish is down, because our carp are eating the fish or eating them eggs, so we can't populate down there. It's a really hard lake to fish. I'm not going to stand here and lie and say that it's easy. I see kids down there, and I try to help them so they can catch a bluegill and have fun, so they come back so they're not out here running our streets.
No.
I get people down there to be like, man, how do you do it? How do you do it? I'm not doing my secret way. You know, I'm not doing my secret way. I have figured out how to do it. It's tough down there. If you want to catch a bluegill, you got to go to the other side of the lake in a boat. And the biologist said that in order for him to take care of it, it's a cost to the city. And I am willing to volunteer to help take some of them out of there. Even corn fishing, and going down there fishing with corn is tough. It's hard to catch them. So I'm just asking, you know, how do we go about a permit? Am I able to get one to bow fish them? Because we can't even drag them. I asked the DNR if we could drag them out there. He says it's against the law in the state of Illinois to drag them. It's called trapping, what that's called. So the only other issue that I see of getting them out of there is, I'm not saying take the whole population out, because we do need them down there. It helps keep the lake clean, it helps stir up some vegetation for the other fish. But this is getting overpopulated. I want
right, we'll have to maybe contact the DNR. Did you say you were gonna work on
Well,
that?
it's something I've talked to Sonny about in the past, is trying to figure out a way to get it, not only, get rid of the carp, but restock the lake. And I know we've had very kind of preliminary conversations with Fairgram on that. Fairgram actually has a service that provides kind of pond management and lake management, so Fairgram could.
I would just love to see people go down there, even kids, and catch fish and go back down there. And it's a beautiful place. And I tell everybody, and if nobody ever here has, go out there in a boat and a kayak. It's a gem. You're missing so much out there. There's so much scenery to see.
Okay,
It's amazing.
all right,
But I
thank
just
you.
don't want it to get ruined, that's all.
No, we'll have somebody, we'll look into that and see if we can get, talk to Fairgram and get prices and all that stuff.
And if
Thank
not,
you.
you have my number, shoot
Yeah.
me a text about getting committed, and I'll take care of it.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
very much.
they got your number, they'll contact you, thank you. Any other public comments? One comment I want to make is, I want to thank all the past and present fire department personnel that have served our city for all these years and served the city and the residents. Now with the changeover, it's tough, but it's warranted. I don't know if people realize in the last few years, just the last year, let's say the last 183 days, we had 5 days at the fire department where there was only one personnel there. And we had 27 days with just a B ambulance personnel. We had 156 days with just a paramedic and the problem is staffing, and this is not a problem just with South Beloit. This is a problem that's nationwide, as Kenny would say. I'm maybe speaking for him in the way that how all the places and fire departments in the area, there's Milton and Milton Township. They combined because they wanted to go to Janesville. And Janesville didn't want them, so they combined all their little towns out there. And North Park is looking for people. And New Milford, and that's on TV, and Sharon and Darien combined. And every place out here is finding that they're having shortage of personnel, qualified personnel. And some of these bigger departments, I've heard that people are complaining about the money that South Beloit pays. So South Beloit is right now the starting salary is $40,600 or something like that. Starting salary in Beloit is $44,000. So there's approximately $6,000 difference in starting salary, or $3,000 difference in starting salary. And over 161 days, if you work, that comes out to about $20 a day. But people got to realize that Beloit has 36,000 people. They pay more. Rockford pays $60,000 to start. Rockford's got 140,000 people. They pay more. It's a problem that we're running into, and when we had our full 4 people there, we had, after Kenny was chief, he retired, Mike retired right after him. We had one of our personnel quit. We had one was asked to leave by disciplinary action. And in that time, after that, we went and hired and trained people to go to EMTs and paramedics and such. And when they got trained, they stayed here for a couple of years, and then they moved on. They went up to Beloit. They come back and work part-time, and we're thankful for that. But people don't realize that South Beloit hasn't changed much. It's just that the culture has changed. We don't have the people that want to serve in the fire department when they can go, like they always talk about, go to up there at one of these, Amazon or something, to get $22, $24 an hour as they walk in the door. They don't have to have any training. They just go in there and away they go. And it's tough to have people, and we lost a lot of people through the years, a lot of families that put in a lot of time, and there was their dads and their grandfathers and their kids and stuff like that. And And it's just it's a sad situation, but there's nothing that we could do to guarantee that South Beloit would be taken care of in the future with the way things are going. So, you know, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry to have to be the one here to be doing this and be part of it, but it's the way it is, and I'm sorry, but I'd like to thank everybody for all the years that they helped, and some of them will be working for the township, or Beloit, town of Beloit, and so that's about it. All right. Anybody else got anything? If they don't, we'll move on. We get approval of the minutes for regular council meeting held June 17th, 2024, and June 20th, public hearing, June 20th, 2024, and special council meeting held June 20th, 2024. Get a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. 4-0. Okay, approval of claims to be paid for the amount of
$288,226.15.
from June 15th to June 28th, 2024. Get a motion. You got a second?
Second.
Tracy?
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. Attorney's report.
Mr. Mayor, nothing in addition to whatever is on the agenda tonight.
All righty. Then we'll move right on to the city administrator report and staff quarterly report. Sonia, please. Sonia, one of you guys. Somebody answer me.
I just have a couple quick updates for the council, and then I will hand it over to Chief Griffin to provide his quarterly report. The first item is, you may or may not know that we were unaware, but during our fiber transition last week, it's been about a 2-week process with Spectrum, but last week as we were making some of the final transitions, we lost all of our analog lines that we were not expecting to lose at that time. So we prepared, and basically Spectrum saw that opportunity, and TDS saw that opportunity to I guess we would call it unactivate some of the analog lines because we were porting out some of our other lines. And so we did not know it right away, but quickly found out at the fire department that we were without some services that were connected to analog lines. So that means we were without fax for police, fire, and city hall. And we were without our 24-hour vestibule for a very short time. We got that one quickly remediated, and then there were some in-house things that the fire department was not able to do, including dispatch, and thankfully had some assistance from Rockton. So that's probably the high level of what happened, but wanted to let everybody know I did have to sign a pretty immediate agreement, so you'll be retro approving that at the next meeting on the 15th. But I usually try really hard to not have to do things like that, but in the moment it was get services back to the fire department as quickly as possible and 24-hour line. So I thought that was emergent enough, and you guys will clean up my mess that I made at our next meeting. And then lastly, I will be working feverishly over the next 11 days to get our EPA work plan submitted for 420 Blackhawk. As a reminder, that was a $1.461 million grant that we got from the EPA. First step is we need to get this work plan submitted and approved by the EPA in order to start the process. So put my EPA cleanup girl hat on, and that's what I'll be working on really hard this week and next. And then also before Chief takes over, I was hoping that Chief Truman could just mention the grant that he found out about today, and I'm sure there'll be more information to come, but it deserves a special shout out on the day that we found out it happened. So
yeah, I think this morning I found out that I did get the 2024 Canberra grant through the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. They just reimbursed us for part of the cost of our body worn cameras, in-car cameras, and the storage for the body cameras. It doesn't touch storage for the cars or the tasers or anything like that, but it amounted to $17,332.
Oh.
So it's, it was not easy. It was kind of a battle. And I was up in Michigan this weekend, and I think I look back at my emails. I started emailing at 7:30 in the morning, and by 10:30 at night, I think we finally got it done. But they needed it then. So we got it.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. Ready for me then?
Go ahead, Chief.
All right, City of South Beloit Fire Department report. I gave you guys all a copy of this. Total call wise was 272 in this quarter that we had. We're on pace for our normal. We average like 2.94 calls a day. So that's right on pace for where we're supposed to be. Your medical calls, we had 170 of them. We had 23 fire alarms. We had 9 miscellaneous calls, which are just kind of, somebody stuck in, or whatever. It's just kind of minor stuff that we really don't have a place to document that on. We had 46 public assists, which are like lift assists, where we go actually to the residents, help them up, and then we leave. It's not like a mess call or anything like that. We had 10 car accidents, and then we had 12 auto aid fires that we responded to. With those auto aid, we responded with Rockton. Our biggest one is between Rockton and Beloit, where we respond to them guys the most, and then Harlem Roscoe every once in a while. We were part of, Harlem Roscoe had that major building collapse right up at 251. We responded there immediately. They called us for assistance immediately. We responded there. Halfway there, they said, we don't need as many ambulances as we thought. We turned around, and then they're like, well, wait, we got more patients, come back. So we went back there. But those types of calls were automatic aid is what it's called, and we just go, they call us right off the bat. We also have what we call mutual aid, where other fire departments call us, and we then get a crew together and respond. So, but automatic aid is we're just going, and it's usually our local neighbors that we help with. Some of the special events that we do, we had the Memorial Day Parade. We had an engine and the water rescue vehicle in the Memorial Day Parade, and then we also participated in the mock crash at the South Beloit High School. We worked with the South Beloit Police Department, the high school, South Beloit High School Drama Club. We were actually victims of the incident. We worked with AJ Towing. They got us the vehicles there. They picked them up, dropped them off. We had React Helicopter out flying in. We had the coroner's office. So there's a lot of different agencies that we brought together to have this demonstration, and it went really well. Afterwards, we all go in and talk to the students in the auditorium and just kind of give them a heads up of, hey, just take care of yourselves and make sure you watch each other. So, and just kind of go over some of the situations that we've heard or seen. Some of the department updates, our ambulances, as we know, our ambulances both are having shop repairs on a regular basis. We just got Charles 30 back today, and Charles 20 went out for different issues. So we continue to have those repairs. We have a new ambulance that we already ordered. Its arrival is in 14 months, so it's right around the corner. CIPs have already been paid for on that, I have approved for that. It's been almost a year and a half now, but with the CIP radios that we purchased about a year and a half ago now, we have Starcom is working now, which is a national, or not a national, it's a statewide repeated system. So I could stand here in the city of South Beloit and talk to anybody that's in the southern part of Illinois, and it hits off the towers and it gets all the way down to them. It's a really great system. The police department is part of that system. And the whole goal of this is for us to be able to communicate. So the Starcom system was just approved like 2 or 3 meetings ago, and now it's actually in operation. We're just on the very edges of actually using it on a regular basis. And these radios that we purchased for CIP are a multi-band radio. We are able to talk to more people now today than we ever have in the fire department. The Beloit Police Department is what they call a UHF system. And before we can't even talk to them, and I know these guys can't even talk to them, but the South Beloit Fire Department can talk to them because we purchase radios that will be able to communicate with everybody. So between the Beloit Police Department and these guys, the South Beloit Police Department, and then any other mutual aid ambulance or company that we have, we're able to communicate with them. We also had a CIP rate when I first got here. For a new pickup truck, it's taken this long. It took almost a year to get the radios in, but we finally got it all stickered and everything's ready to go. It's water rescue. It's got all the equipment in there for water rescue, and it's ready to respond. And that just got put into service about 4 weeks ago now, so it's fully ready to go. All fire trucks had their yearly preventative maintenance completed per NFPA standard. NFPA is the standard that we follow in the fire service to make sure we're meeting standards, and the preventative maintenance have been completed on there. So they changed the oil, they greased all the parts that need greasing, and just made sure everything's running appropriately. They also had what we call pump test done. There's a pump in every engine, and they test it out to make sure that everything works appropriately, and we're again meeting the NFPA standards on that. We auctioned out all the old vehicles and extra equipment that we had to replace, so we got rid of 3 vehicles since I've been here. And I really want to have a big thank you to Jeff and his crew from Water Resources on putting that on the auction site and moving that for us. His crew is an awesome group to work with, and they were really able to help me out a lot. So a big thank you to Jeff and his crew. We also had a shared smokehouse trailer that we've had for years with Rockton Fire Department, and they actually used that smokehouse trailer in Old Settlers Days to have a bunch of kids walk through there. So Rockton came up, grabbed the trailer, and was able to use that. And of course, it has Rockton and South Beloit written all over the side of it. So it's pretty awesome to have that. South Beloit was placed on a standby for the Janesville tornado that came through about 3 weeks ago. There was a major event in Janesville. Beloit had 3 units respond from the city of Beloit, a battalion chief, an engine, and an ambulance go up there, and which then limited the resources in this area because Rockford and west of Rockford was also dealing with damage. So we called in extra people to cover the city to make sure that we had enough people, because we couldn't depend on mutual aid during that time frame. So a big thank you to Lieutenant Henthorn for being able to be at the station and run that. So we got our driveway sealed at the station, which it seems like you guys got out here. We actually had our station generator, which has yearly maintenance and making sure that all works correctly. We had our station HVAC system yearly maintenance completed, and that's working correctly. So next meeting on the agenda, we'll have a CIP that we had for this year to update our CAD system update our vehicles to have CAD system in there. And what that means is we're actually going to be able to communicate with our dispatch center on a computer. And we're getting computers and the system that will be able to communicate with these different agencies. And it doesn't matter what agency in the future we work with, whatever dispatch center, these computers and the CAD system will actually be able to communicate with them. And the actual system, we're going to be able to monitor Rock County and Winnebago County dispatch centers. So this is, again, a big upgrade for us to be able to communicate with both dispatch centers and then knowing what's going on. So that CIP will be for approval for next month with some computers and some mounting brackets and some antennas to help with that. Yeah, it'll be on or below budget. We have tough books that we actually budgeted for, which are like a heavy-duty computer, and we're finding that we don't need tough books because we don't go in and out of the vehicle. The computers remain in the vehicles, so just having a sturdy type, rugged computer is good enough for us. We don't need the tough book name, and so we're going to go with that instead of these tough books. So we might have a reduction in cost. We might not meet the entire CIP of what we're requesting. So training-wise, Scott Barney, long-time firefighter, completed his Blue Card certification and is certified to manage all large fire incidents. This is a course that you take online, and then you actually have to go to a class and actually run fire scenes. And it's really great when you have multiple different other agencies in the same room, and this person here right now is an engine officer and you're incident command, and then later they're running the scene and you're now the engine officer, so you get to learn from many different organizations, and it's a great program. So he completed the Blue Card certification, is now certified to manage all large fire incidents. We also had elevator training with the city of Beloit, and we worked with the Beloit College on that, working on to turn off the elevators, go up and down in them, and use the fire key, which is specific just for us to be able to use. And in that training, we found out that there's some some issues that we have with our own personal elevators that we're gonna start working on. So, it was a great training for us to be part of. We have EMS recertification that's actually due today. All South Beloit Fire Department personnel submitted their EMS licensures and renewals. And something like this is hundreds of hours of work because it's a 4-year period. And we have put in hundreds of hours of re-education to make sure that we're maintaining our education status. And then, of course, we have daily fire operations and training completed on a regular basis. So, some of the things when it comes to training in the future now, the state of Illinois just started this year that anybody that has extra certifications or even just any certifications now has to renew their fire licensures too. So just like in EMS, the fire department has to do that now, which is something that is new. And if you are a tech rescue certified person, you have to now go get extra education to maintain that certification. If you are a firefighter, you have to go get that certification and maintain that education. If you are a high angle, low angle rescue, if you're water rescue, any of these extra certifications now, the state of Illinois is mandating that all of these people have to go get recertified in that. And just in the situation that we have in the city of South Beloit, where we have a lot of paid on call, paid on premise people, to get that recertification now is they're already working their full-time job, doing their full-time stuff, and now they have to go get more education and more recertifications. I really believe that the state of Illinois is really pushing away these paid on call, paid on premise departments because of all this extra education that they have to get. So it's not getting any easier for these paid on call, paid on premise people. We also have to continue our EMS CEUs and yearly stuff. And one of the things, some of the things we kind of talked about, the South Beloit situation and the fire service, and one of the things that we have in the city of Beloit and in the town of Beloit and other agencies is there are more opportunities. When the mayor was talking about the city of South Beloit, we have one fire department and we just kind of maintain our fire and EMS service. In the city of Beloit, we have tech rescue that they're part of. We have water rescue. They have arson investigation bureau. That's all they do is investigate fires. We have all these different other tasks that each fire department can use and do. And in the city of South Beloit, we just kind of maintain just the fire and EMS. So there's other opportunities when you start getting into these bigger departments to be able to venture into something that you really like. EMS, and we have an EMS group that's all they focus on is EMS stuff because they really enjoy EMS. Where in the city of South Beloit, we have to do everything. So we can't really focus on anything because everybody has to be good at everything. And that's really, it slows because you always can't be good at everything. You have to, once you start focusing, it actually gets to the point where you can actually kind of more master that task. So that's all I have for my annual report. If there's any other questions about anything that we have for the fire service,
Congratulations to Scott Barney on his blue card. I know that's the whole situation, but it's moving on. Unfinished business, discussion and or motion items. Approve ordinance 2801, approve an amendment to existing special use permit that allows sales lot in CG Commercial General Zone District for the property commonly known as 1240 Blackhawk Boulevard, South Beloit, Illinois, Winnebago County, PIN number 0407-231, 013, 0407-231, 014, and 0407-231-015. Get a motion.
So, second.
Okay.
So this is the special use that was discussed at last meeting. The removal of the sales lot and then addition to change the wording on the time allotted for vehicles to be outdoors is moved to 14. Everything else stays the same in the existing special use.
Did we go to 14?
Yes.
We did, huh? I thought we went from 6 months down to 30 days.
No.
he was
He was
I
at
said
10, I
10.
said 14, and he said, okay, I'll go to 14.
Yeah, I said I'd like to see 10. He said 14. I said, all right, I'll live at 14. Okay. 14 is good with me.
I don't know, I missed that. Okay. What do you think, Brian? 14. All right. So, any discussion? Trace?
Commissioner Ailes?
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
That'd be yes. Approve resolution 6530, approving the selection of the city health insurance plan for 2024-2025. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Trace, I guess this is yours.
Yep, so I added the whereas in there for as far as the health cost increase was 7.05%. And the total monthly health cost is now $60,710.12 for 25 enrollments.
Any special reason they raised it or just normal raise?
Normal raise, as
Wow.
well.
So I was going to say it's an actual
It
vote.
came in at like initially at 12, 13.
Yeah, we always push back.
I feel like I've heard you say that, like, I don't know, I've been on this council 4 years, and every year this comes up, they threaten to raise it 12%. Well, I got them to raise it to,
Oh, I didn't.
well, it's always, they come back and lower it.
And I can add too, if we would have not changed to Tri-Core, our changes in the larger pool were much more. You know, this,
Oh, yeah.
it started out that we were looking at like a 23% increase or something, and that's when everything started to, drilled in. But this is the last piece of us switching over to a local manager, I guess, of our Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. Still is our same national plan as always. We did offer a new high deductible to employees. We didn't get any takers on it, but I think that just solidifies the fact that we have a really good package in place for most people with a family, and none of our single members that were maybe looking for a little bit less out of pocket and a little bit more higher deductible. We're not really interested in that. So it's good that we came up with another thing to offer, but a 7% increase I think is really, really good from where we started. We thought we were going to be. It's never going to go down for us.
Well, we know that. But I mean, that's driven a lot of times on claims and how many family plans and how many, that kind of stuff, but it's always gonna go up, we
I
know
mean,
that.
Don's not on our coverage, and he's the most fit one in this building, so I mean, it might help if we sign him up.
I don't know about that.
All right, Tracy, please.
Commissioner Henderson? Yes. Commissioner Morris? Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes, new business, discussed and/or motion items, approve ordinance 2806, approving zoning map amendment for the property commonly known as 620 Clark Street, South Beloit, Illinois, Winnebago County with PIN number 0405-328-006. Proposing the property be zoned for R2A, two-family residential zoning district, to CR, commercial retail zoning district. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, you got this?
I can probably tee it up, somewhat confidential, still sort of in the works. This is a potential development, but this is part of that process. I
Okay.
guess, do you, Attorney Miller, want to add anything to that, or Sean, or do you want to add it?
I can do it.
Okay.
So, Riley said something.
This is 6XX Clark Street. It doesn't have an actual address. This is for a parking lot to go along with a development. And we do have the applicants here if they would like to say.
That's across Clark Street, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, we've talked about it before. I don't know, do you guys want to say anything?
No, we're pretty much just wanting to get it done.
We understand it, we've discussed this a few times.
If
Okay,
there's any specific questions, I mean, Attorney Miller will answer as best we should.
No, yeah, like you said, we've talked about it many times, it's across the alley, it only makes sense.
Yep.
yeah, it's fine. Okay, anything else, Tracy?
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Mayor Fitzgerald?
And yes. All right, B, approve ordinance 2807, approving zoning variance of the front yard setback from required 30 feet down to 22 in R1, one family residential zoning district for the property located at 5772 Rodenbach, South Beloit, Illinois, Winnebago County, pen number 0409-256-007. Motion, please.
Motion. Second.
So this is a variance, as it says, going from this 30-foot setback to a 22-foot setback. The applicant has a front stoop and sidewalk that are deteriorating. She's had them fixed a few times and they continue to deteriorate. Instead of keeping on putting the money into that, she wanted to add a deck on the front, a porch area. Where the house is built, she's not able to do that without a variance, and so she petitioned to have a variance for the deck portion. The deck is not exceeding into the setback any farther than what the stoop and the sidewalk are already there. It's the same exact footprint, but this was a safer option for her because no matter what she did, it continued to deteriorate in the same two spots, and the applicant is here also.
I know the zoning board approved, the zoning board recommended approval. Eric?
Yeah, if I could just add a little bit to that. So, the way the house is structured, the house is already at the 30-foot setback line. So, any porch or deck that you add onto it is going to be classified as an accessory structure. So, that just by the fact that you're adding it on, it's going to be protruding into past the building line. So, the variance was necessary in order to make the appropriate and safe construction of the property. So, like Shauna said, they went the minimum that they could. But just the way the house was originally constructed, it left no choice but to grant a variance.
Well, I know the zoning board's pretty thorough, so if they okayed it, I'd okay by me. Anybody else?
I did drive by, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
It's not
I drove by
really,
too.
nice one.
I made sure I went by it. I didn't see any problem. Actually, I didn't see anything wrong with it anyway.
You were staring at you?
Yeah. Tracy, please.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
That'll be yes. Item C, approve Resolution 6532, approve an agreement with Stryker to provide field repair service to the fire department equipment. Get a motion, please.
Motion. Second. So this is a 3-year agreement with Stryker. That's the company that deals with our cots. And now they're all power load, so they have different mechanics on it. They go up and down, batteries. So this will make sure that they maintain that up until the end of expectancy of their life, which is 10 years. And then this also takes care of our monitors, which that's the one that we place on patients to be able to read their heart rates, takes blood pressures, SpO2, getting oxygen levels in their bodies. So this just maintains that, and it'll make sure that those are calculated, all the parameters are calculated to where they need to be. So, and again, these will maintain that until the end of their life.
Chief, would you say that one call for any kind of service covers the cost of this grant?
Yeah, pretty much. Anytime that we call and there's a major situation with one of these, how much this agreement costs is that's going to be how much it's going to cost us to repair it. If you get the brains or a battery, everybody knows how much lithium batteries are nowadays. These are pretty expensive items.
It's good.
We already do a motion.
Yeah,
All right, I got one question.
all right, we got a question.
Chief, just to make sure that we have the resolution drafted properly, I want to make sure that,
I think it was said 3 years in that resolution, and that's the one we want. We do not want the 1 year.
okay, so the way the resolution reads right now is there's an initial cost of a one-time payment of $4,587,
Right.
and then there will be an annual cost of $1,529. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanna make sure we read the invoice right when we.
So if they do any work on it, and then if we need a battery, that doesn't cover it?
Everything's covered in this one.
Oh, everything's covered. Oh, well, that's good. We know what costs,
Yeah, I might have one more resolution coming next meeting or meeting after for one more Lucas device that we have, which is the thing that does the CPR, the machine that does the CPR. We have an older one that's not underneath this agreement that we might have to, it's older, so it's probably something we have to look at to see if it's worth even paying this agreement for.
okay. Anybody else? Tracy, please.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Aiken?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
That'd be yes. Approve resolution, D, approve resolution 6533, appointing member to the police pension board. That would be Stacy Senate Baden. I wonder who that is. All right, get a motion.
So moved. Second. Yeah, we're happy to have Stacy on this pension board. She's just filling one of our vacancies.
That's good, yeah, I know it's tough to get people to spend time on boards around here, but it's a good choice, I believe.
Mayor, I can add that we did clear with our legal team, this is my stepmom, so we wanted to make sure, like, is there any foul in having my stepmom serve on a board? And there's not.
Do we have any other applicants?
We don't.
You realize there's only 7,700 people in this town?
I mean,
We all know.
I just like to call it out, I mean, the name, so if anybody wants to be honest about it up front, that we.
Trace,
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Aiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Mayor Fitzgerald?
yes. Skip E, F, approve and hiring Akito Crawford as full-time for the street department at a rate of $20 an hour. Get a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Steve,
Yeah, Mike's been gone for about 3 weeks now, and Akito was actually hired on as a summer help. He was working part-time for a bus company, and he's not been able to get a dedicated route, and he has a Class B CDL, air brake, everything, and he loves being outside mowing and doing this stuff, and he asked when Mike left, could he apply, and I said, yeah, definitely.
oh, good.
So it worked out good, and he's very excited to make the transfer from summer to full-time.
Sweet.
That's great.
Was this bus route by chance like the schools?
Yeah.
Yep. Even pick up night routes like with sporting events if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
This does, however, leave us with 2 part-time vacancies now, so
We still have 2 more.
we may still, part-time only, not full-time. We'll be at capacity now for our full-time
Full-time.
staff in both public works departments. But it's a little bit thin in the summer when the grass is growing and getting a lot of rain. So continue the word of mouth. We monitor the applicants daily as we get them in. We just have not had a strong showing of part-time. We did increase the wage last year, so I feel like the wages is fair enough. It's very comparable, but he's going to have 2 vacancies now in a part-time capacity. So if we can still get anybody hired, 1 or 2 throughout July, I still think it's very worth our effort to get them brought on. They still have plenty of months they can work, and even into closer to the end of the year if their hours allow. They're allowed up to 1,000 hours a year, so it's still worth a lot of time. Comes available.
Tracy,
Commissioner Aiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
yes. Item G, approve a request for a back-to-school block party to be held August 17, 2024, from noon to 5 p.m. at 241 South Hackett Street in South Beloit Church of Christ. Get a motion.
Motion.
Second.
I know you're here, Reverend. You want to stand up and?
I'll just call me brother.
Okay,
It's the same as last year. We had a good turnout, as a matter of fact, and some of the schools are already asking about it. And so that's why we wanted to go ahead and do it again. And just need those 2 streets blocked out there like we did last year, and then we've got everything else covered.
well, you got the man right in front of you there that can do that.
Okay, all right. You the one that did it for me last year?
Yes, yep.
Okay, thank you. I'll give you a call when it's close to time, because it's not till August.
All right, thank you.
Asking, so in the report that we included in our packets, you did have some requests for health department staff, fire, and police. Do you
I
wanna-
just heard from the fire department,
Okay.
have not from the police or any of the others yet. Have you, are you chief?
Yeah, I apologize, we'll be there.
Oh, okay, actually, y'all did last year. As a matter of fact, kids and everybody really got a kick out of those officers. Okay.
Just quickly, it says here, use of the school district parking lot. We can approve that, we can't approve that. You have to talk to us.
That's already been approved by the superintendent.
Good deal. Don't want to get ourselves in trouble with the school district.
We don't.
Okay, all in favor? All, any opposed? Nope, okay, then we'll just ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? All right, speak up now. All right, let's go. Everybody, thank you.